Rambert Dance, the oldest and most successful contemporary dance company in Britain, this year commissioned the flamboyant and controversial choreographer Javier de Frutos to make a new work for the company. We joined them in their London studios in the final weeks of rehearsal during the build-up to the world premiere in Edinburgh.
I think that every choreographer is different. Their motives, the way they work, the way they use the dancers is different in every single experience that I've had. Javier is he's very generous in his communication with us. He gives us a lot of information, all of it not maybe relating to you individually, and there'll be something that I think everyone will get out of it. Javier said himself that, you know, he's not about steps, and the piece in terms of the movement is limited, it's small, but there's so much more on top of that. And I think the psychology behind it and the imagery that he uses about fountains and feathers and lights and smoke, I think that that is going to give the piece more of an atmosphere than the actual steps.
As much as I like that kind of predatory quality to it, keep just a little bit of air so I can see it. Because it's starting to get too mushy. You've gone too far, not in your intensity, but in the spacing.
Javier's been feeding them with a lot of, as I said, mental information. Stuff that you can absorb mentally but doesn't always appear in the physicality and takes a little bit of time. And some of that information also has been, in Javier's own words, contradictory.
Whatever it is, then you're already playing with this kind of... not too different of how cheeky you would be when you do that there. See what I mean? I'm trying to find a line between everything that you're doing.
Certainly in a normal Rambert performance it would be a smooth, glossy surface. Here we can explore some of the grittier aspects that might go together to make a performance. There's layers to people's characters that are drawn out to demonstrate those different levels, those different aspects.
The performance, entitled The Celebrated Soubrette, is based on a troupe of showgirl dancers and their male colleagues. The principal dancer, Elizabeth Old, is the senior member of the troupe, and much of the performance revolves around her character. She is the celebrated soubrette.
But you might also want to not keep it here, but actually do change the focus really clear.
The movement material was set within the first 2 hours of the very first rehearsal that he had with me, and it's all an extension of one particular phrase.
Almost a moment of glory, like we've done all this preparation for you just to do the kind of very, very, very satisfied for yourself.
So it's like he gets a vocabulary and sticks with it, and then he layers and layers and layers on top of that emotion, innuendo and colour.
When you do this one, if it fits in the music as it did now, which it may or it may not, or we might actually push it to do that, then you might want to really round this up.
Yes.
Especially if we're going for some kind of familiar warmth with Andrew there. Yeah. My preparation to them was to give them enough depth, even if they don't respond immediately, verbally to me, but if they respond physically, which is the way that they have to respond in this particular case, at least they know that probably what I'm doing subconsciously is to give them enough material for them to flex their brain muscles as they would flex their body muscles. So if at one point I'm not around, as it will happen when the piece is put on stage and it goes on tour, it will mean that they might be able to answer their own questions because there is enough depth there. Continue going as low as you are. I think perhaps the only way we're going to perceive it is on how you do, how desperate you are when you hang this. Instead of being just that and hang it, and the emphasis, probably your weight is now on the down, we're paying little attention of this is almost like a claw. So perhaps you just have to alter your fingers just a little bit to make it look like you're just Your fingers are nailed. Yes, yes, Libby, that you've just done that and it just made a huge difference.
It's nice to, you know, try and draw from different things and from people, you know, and communicate in a different way, and you take on a whole new persona, which is fun. You know, you're just acting. What I find very interesting with Javier is he tends to clue into people very easily, and when you look at other, you know, people doing the steps and their characters coming out, you actually think, yeah, that fits them like down to a T.
Now, if I say the word slimy, could that help? Yeah, very, very slimy.
Well, my character, I'm constantly seeking for attention, to put it in the mildest way. You know, so my eyes are going from there to there, to there, to there. Working for Javier, it's been a very different experience for me, because I haven't done a lot of character work or character-inspired work. He said to us, I'm going to give you 20 steps, and that's all you're going to get.
Well, it would be good, actually. I would like that. Could we? Yeah, beautifully done, beautifully done, beautifully done.
And then, you know, whenever you have to go to that corner, you're going to do those 12 steps. Whenever you have to come back from that corner to this point, you're going to do those 12 steps. Whenever you're waiting, you're going to do those 20 steps. And I was thinking, oh, God, that sounds, you know, like I wonder how he's going to do that.
Have they responded to my approach? Or the question is, have I responded to their technique? Now, I want you girls, in this couple of minutes that this lasts, bitches from hell. Yeah? Like, so, like this half of the stage should be a cat fight. If it lasted 30 seconds, that's where it would go. Yeah?
He has a completely different style. And if we can embrace breadth of style and movement and intention and all the other aspects that go together to make a dance performance, then we should at all possible opportunities.
So it's got to be quite all done with a really fabulous green, but really, really dangerous.
And the dancers are loving working with him.